Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. What I want to do is take you through the S3 graphics work. So this is the next kind of task you will move on to in terms of graphics. However, don't worry about printing it. I will upload the document. If you've got a printer, that's fine, but you don't need it. So please don't worry about it. I simply have a printed copy with me, hence why I'm going to use it. So we're going to look at the first task here, and the first task is we're looking at corporate identity. So what is a corporate identity? Lots of companies, as we looked at with our colour theory, have a logo as their corporate identity, and it's very obvious from the start that is their brand. What you'll also notice is they minimise their colours. So for example, Snapchat, yellow, white and black. The TikTok, you've got the black, the red, white and blue. So that's 4, that's 3, and then your Instagram, you've got your kind of purpley, pink, orange into yellow. So kind of 4 colours max is what they look at. So the first task we're going to do is replicate these. So we're just going to redraw them and replicate them. So the task is task 1, app sketching. It says A, sketch each app in the space provided. Concentrate on scale and accuracy when copying the app. Add colour to your sketch. C, describe why the logo icon is bad or good using high quality annotation, but we will look at that again at the end of this task once we've done these parts. So I'm going to get started. So with regards to my coloured pencil, I want to start to work out roughly where that space is. So if I look at this here, it's probably split into fifths, so probably here and here, about there and there is where that's going to go, and then it's probably kind of the same in here. So about in that space is where I want that little Snapchat ghost figure to be. So again, keep turning your page to get the positioning of where you need your object to go. What I'm going to do is just keep turning this and following best as possible what that looks like there, and the same here, and many of you will be far superior at replicating this than I will. So then it kind of kicks out, not quite happy with that shape, but I'll go back and adjust it. We have this sort of curve at the bottom here. You can kind of produce it any which way that suits you. I'm just doing it the way I want to build it up, but whatever way you want to develop the drawing is fine. And I've got a wee bit of playing about to do that sketch. So while I go and fix this part, I'll do a bit of a Blue Peter and I'll come back in a moment. So I have now drawn this and outlined it. Please don't worry if you don't have colour pencils, it's fine. What we can do is, it's really the sketching and practicing of that element we're thinking about here as well. If you do have colour pens or pencils, brilliant. But don't panic if you don't have them accessible right now. And then what I need to do is do all of those little dots here, like so, whatever they may be, and do. So I'm going to go again and go and add in all the little dots. So again, I've applied all my dots, and now what I'm going to do is think about colour. Really simple, this one is just yellow. I've got myself a yellow pencil. When you are adding colour for render, my advice is don't hold your pencil like that. Hold your pencil line flat and shade across this way and build up your tone, and try where possible to shade in the one continuous direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off and finish shading this in. I'm personally going to line it in with a pen just so it's clearer for you, but don't panic, you won't have something like this probably, but just line it in with your pencil so it's very clear to see. Okay, so I've now finished that one and I'm going to move on and look at the TikTok one. What I'll notice here is actually that line runs down the middle, so I'm going to break this off down the middle here, and again see where I think it falls proportionately, so about there at the top and about here probably for the bottom, like so, and then proportionately I think about there for that part on the D. So what I'm going to do now then is, well, it's not even a D, whatever the logo is, so it starts probably about there and comes round here, and I'll follow that shape around, trying to get that kind of curve. Now what I would say is just keep turning your page, don't leave your page, don't you put yourself into a weird and wonderful position trying to draw this out, and just, I'm going to move this out of the way, sorry, and then try to get the rest of that shape in there, so it comes up here, down here. I'm not sure I've got that D quite right, I think it's maybe needs adjusted a little bit more, but I'm going to go and play about with that shape, and then I'll come back once I have drawn that in place. So I've now done the basic shape here. What you notice is the white and then the blue, so what I'm going to do is I am going to go and get some colours, if I can find the colour blue and red, so I'll take the red. It's maybe a wee bit too red, I'll maybe go for that one, that's maybe a better colour, and let's see if I can get the blue there. So what I really want to do is try and replicate where their colours sort of come out around the shape of the TikTok logo. That is TikTok, I'm assuming. That's me old, and I will put that here, and bring it round here as well, and I'm just basically replicating, so this is about copying what they've done already, so like that, and then the red sort of pops out here and pops round under there, like so, and then I'll go in with the blue, so the blue comes sort of up here, around here, and down in this part, like that, this, and then across here, and then round like this, and back around here for that, like this. So what I'll do is I'll go and finish and tidy this up, and then I'll shade in the background as well in black. So I've completed this one here, and what I'm going to do is do the Instagram one. So the Instagram one follows the same path around here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that off and get that sort of square frame here, like so, and then the inner one as well before I do the curves. So I'll do the inner frame like this, and then what I'll do is I'll then curve off the corners once I'm sort of happy that I've got that right in there, and I want to kind of replicate that outside shape here and here, and I'll do that throughout. So I'm going to go and do that now and get my shape. So I have completed this, and once I've got my shape, what I want to do is start to do that colour, so it's sort of purple. So I'll get my purple pencil, and then I've got pink, bit of kind of reddy into my orange and into my yellow, like so. So I'm going to start this here and blend that through. It comes through just past the circle. Oh, I forgot to leave the white bit. Oh well, I'll just continue it. Here what I'll do is I'll just line it and I'll just do mine in black since I've made that mistake there. It's fine, it was an accident. So I'll do the start of the purple, then I'm starting to go into this pink, so overlap your colours to blend that tone across, like so. So start to blend that across, and that comes through to roughly everything out the middle. I know it's not showing up great on my screen. And then the red starts to blend in on top of that. Now it's really not showing up on my screen, but I'll build it up as we go. So building up there, like so. Bringing that red down more. And then towards the orange. So I'll go in here and blend in my orange. I need to go in darker. And then again blend those tones across, and then lastly I will go into my yellow. So I'm going to spend a bit of time doing this just now, and building up those tones, and then I'll come back. So shaded this in, it's definitely kind of doesn't look as kind of lost a bit of quality in there, but if I can come in a wee bit with it. So I've tried to blend the tones in. Obviously I made the mistake of the white band, silly Mrs. Quinn. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over these bits in black. Again, it's not ideal, but I'll go around that cell and outline it, and then that'll be my 3 logos done. So I've now finished this bit. Okay, I made a mistake there, just you try not to do that. I'm going to move on to this one. So this task is 1A. It says look at the grid lines and try to transfer the original app onto the blank grid below. So obviously I've got a grid. Don't worry if you've not printed this, it's absolutely fine. What you can do is just sketch that shape and try to recreate this. I'll put the image on as a file and then try and do an enlarged version. I'm going to go and do that now and come back with how it should be once it's finished. So what you see is I'm trying to replicate the grid, so I'm seeing what positions the shapes fall on there, and then I'm building that up. So I'll do it the smaller one and then I'll go into the bigger one. So I'm now this one, albeit I'm not particularly happy about my proportion, so that's something I need to work on in here. Again, watching where that grid is. If you're just doing it on normal paper, don't worry, just try and get your proportions right. You can measure it if you want and box off a grid. It's really up to you as long as it's a square. But the aim is to replicate this one, only bigger proportion, a bigger scale, and again aiming for that correct proportion. As I said, I've not quite got that one right, so that's what I need to focus on here. So you can see there, obviously I've got a big shadow here off my torch, but what you can see here is the proportion is far superior this time, and then I can go and do the rest of the circle. When you're doing your circle, just keep turning that paper, get your kind of rough points, and just keep turning that paper round like so, okay, to get that perfect curve. So you'll now see that I've completed this. Proportions are much better. What you now need to do is complete this as well. You can either do it on blank paper, I'll put up these graphics for you, but I'll also put up a booklet, and if you have the means to print at home, that's absolutely fine, and if not, don't worry about it. But you're recreating for scale and proportion these logos here. This is probably, it took me a good hour or so, probably longer actually, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to do. There's quite a bit of work in here for quality. We don't want it rushed, we want high quality work, okay? And please stop and start the video as often as you like if there's anything you need, and obviously the question space, you can ask any questions if you're stuck. Okay, good luck.